Welcome to Channeling the Storm from Random Thoughts to Purposeful Talk. This talk's going to cover the thesis statement for our English class, a couple of basics, and then we're going to work through the prompt that we're going to be writing next. The thesis statement has a couple of crucial components and all that are a part of making it successful and also justifying its existence. Number one, they're typically one sentence in length, featured at the end of the introductory paragraph. It's tweaked and then reused in the conclusion. It guides the essay. An essay cannot exist without one. And typically there are two different types. There's a limited thesis where it gets the audience's attention and lets them kind of know what the paper's about without revealing too much, or the transparent thesis statement, which reveals everything the entire piece is going to cover. So our first question, how do I write a thesis statement? First step is to begin by determining the type of paper you're writing. Each type and all tends to have a need for a different type of thesis statement. So we've got four basic types that we're going to be looking at as we go through this semester, and these are the four types that you typically come into contact with. Argumentative papers, these make claims about a topic and support the claim with evidence, so you're arguing a perspective. Expository papers, which give us straight facts and information to the audience, it's just informative. An analytical paper, which evaluates an issue or an idea by breaking it into smaller parts and presenting the parts to the audience to help them make a decision about the information being shared. And then narrative papers, which tell stories from the author's own imagination. Now, we have a specific prompt we're going to be working through. If you'll follow along, I'm going to kind of start at the prompt itself, and then I'm going to work our way through the options that we have for executing the prompt. For your next paper, you'll complete a simple task. You're the boss, the judge, the jury. You're going to complete an essay or perform one of three types of evaluations. Depending on what your major is, what your area of interest is, and what your writing level is, you may choose any one of the three. But we need to work through them so we can see how to actually navigate this thesis development. So, first place we got to go after kind of setting our boundaries, setting our guidelines, is we need to determine the needs of the prompt, what the thesis should look like. And at this point we're going to pause. I'm going to have you switch at this moment over to one of three different videos. You have option 1, which is an option and all where you're going to be able to be a manager at a department store, and you're actually going to be making hiring and firing decisions based upon the evaluations that you create. There's an option where you review a product and all, as if you're a YouTuber. And then finally, there's the option of being a literary critic and all, and trying to convince a bunch of friends to go see one movie, even though they have a bunch of different preferences. After we get done with this particular moment, we will return, we'll go through everything, make certain you're comfortable with it, and you'll have an ability to attempt your very first thesis statement for this prompt.